There's a moment, one single moment, where you say something to a woman, and suddenly, everything changes. Her eyes linger a little longer, her curiosity sharpens, and for reasons she can't quite explain, you stay on her mind long after you've walked away. What if I told you that the right words, spoken at the right time, could create that moment effortlessly? That with just a few well-placed sentences, you could make her associate you with something deeper, something intriguing, something she wants to explore? Most men never experience this. They rely on generic compliments, ones she's heard 1,000 times before. You're beautiful. That dress looks amazing on you. You have a great smile. Do these work? Maybe, for a fleeting second. But they don't leave an impression. They don't stay with her. They don't make her think about you when she's lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, replaying your words in her head. But you? You're about to learn how to do exactly that. My name is Karen, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below if it doesn't resonate with you. Leave a 0. Our feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Because here, we don't just talk about attraction. We uncover the psychology behind it. We dissect the subtle, powerful techniques that separate men who are merely noticed from men who are remembered. Today, I'm giving you the blueprint to 7 game-changing compliments. Compliments so effective, they won't just make her feel special in the moment. They'll make her unable to forget you. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover isn't just about words. It's about creating irresistible attraction. This isn't about flattery. This is about power. Let's begin. The compliment that awakens her curiosity. Have you ever noticed how we value things more when they feel just out of reach? The moment you reveal everything, it loses its mystery. The key to making her fascinated by you lies in understanding this simple truth. Women aren't drawn to what's given to them freely. They're drawn to what intrigues them. That's why the first compliment isn't about telling her how she looks or praising something obvious. It's about sparking curiosity. The next time you're in a conversation with a woman, say this. Has anyone ever told you that there's something about you that makes people want to lean in closer, like they can't quite figure you out? Then, pause. Let the silence do the work. Let her feel the weight of your words. She won't know exactly what you mean, and that's the magic of it. She'll want to know more. She'll start questioning herself. What does he see in me that others don't? In that moment, you've done something incredibly powerful. You've shifted the focus of the conversation from you pursuing her to her trying to understand you. This works because the human brain hates open loops. When we're given an incomplete idea, something unresolved, it stays with us until we can make sense of it. By giving her a compliment that leaves space for interpretation, you make sure your words don't just disappear into the background noise of her day. They stick, they replay, they haunt her in the best way possible. And that, my friend, is where attraction begins. But this is just the start. The next compliment takes things even deeper, into the realm of emotional impact, where real connections are made. The compliment that makes her see herself differently. Every woman has heard compliments about her looks. But do you know what's far more powerful? Making her feel seen in a way she never expected. Because here's the truth. Most people deep down feel misunderstood. They go through life wondering if anyone truly notices what makes them unique. And when you're the man who does, you become unforgettable. So here's what you say. I don't think you realize this, but you have a way of making people feel comfortable, like they can be themselves around you without even thinking about it. Watch what happens. At first, she might brush it off, maybe even laugh. but inside she's processing. She's thinking about how rare that compliment is, how specific, how personal. It's not just a throwaway line, it's a reflection of who she is. And in that moment, you've planted a seed, an idea that links you to a part of herself she may have never fully appreciated. Psychologically, this is incredibly powerful. People are drawn to those who validate the parts of themselves they secretly wish others would notice. You're not just giving her attention, you're giving her recognition. You're showing her that with you, she can be fully seen. And once a woman feels that way about you, she won't want to let you go. Now, if you thought that was effective, wait until you hear the next one. Because the next compliment doesn't just make her feel special, it makes her wonder about you. The compliment that creates an unspoken connection attraction isn't just about what you say, it's about how you make someone feel. And the most powerful feelings? They come from contrast, the tension between certainty and mystery, between comfort and challenge, between knowing and wanting to know more. So, here's how you trigger that feeling. You have this energy about you, like you know something the rest of us don't. It's intriguing. Do you see what this does? It's not just a compliment, it's an invitation. An invitation for her to step into a different role, to see herself through your eyes, to wonder what you see in her that she hasn't even noticed yet. Most compliments make a woman feel good. This one makes her feel curious. And curiosity? It's the foundation of obsession. Think about it. When was the last time you couldn't stop thinking about someone? Chances are, it wasn't because they told you everything about themselves. It was because they left gaps, things you wanted to figure out, pieces of the puzzle you couldn't quite put together. That's exactly what this compliment does. It pulls her in. It makes her ask herself, what does he mean? What does he see? What am I missing? And just like that, you've created a psychological loop, one that makes you the question she can't stop trying to answer. This is just the beginning. Now, if you've made it this far, you already know these aren't just compliments. They're tools, carefully designed psychological triggers that make women feel something deeper than attraction. They make her think about you. They make her remember you. And the best part? We're only getting started. The next few compliments I'm going to share take things even further, turning interest into desire, curiosity into captivation. But before we move on, I want to know, where in the world are you watching from? Drop a comment below and let me know. I love seeing how far this message is reaching, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because trust me, what's coming next? You won't want to miss it. Stay with me. The next compliment is going to change everything. The compliments that make her chase. You imagine this. She's scrolling through her phone late at night, replaying your conversation in her head, wondering why you, out of all the men she's met, are the one she can't shake from her thoughts. She doesn't know why, but something about the way you spoke to her felt different, magnetic, unpredictable. Like there's more to you than what meets the eye. And now she wants to figure you out. That's the power of the right words. Most men spend their energy trying to impress women, showing off, flexing their status, or worse, being too nice in a desperate attempt to win her approval. But the men who truly captivate women, they don't just chase, they make her want to chase them. And one of the most powerful ways to do this? Giving her compliments that don't just make her feel good, but make her intrigued by you. We've already covered compliments that spark curiosity and make her feel seen in a way she never expected. But now, we're taking things even further. The next compliments will create a shift in her mind, turning her interest into desire and her curiosity into obsession. If you're ready to make her think about you non-stop, keep watching. because the next words you say could change everything. The compliment that flips the script. Here's a truth most men never realize. Women are used to being the ones who are chased. They're constantly the recipients of compliments, attention, and effort. And while that might seem like an advantage, it also means one thing. Most compliments she hears are predictable. But what happens when you reverse the dynamic? When instead of just giving her validation, you make her feel like she needs to impress you? That's where this compliment comes in. The next time you're talking to a woman, say this: "You're interesting. There's something about you that's different, but I can't figure it out yet. I like people who surprise me." Do you see what just happened? You didn't just tell her she's attractive. You challenged her. You made her wonder, what does he mean? What does he think is different about me? And more importantly, does he actually like me? This works because of a psychological principle called the Zeigarnik effect. Our brains are wired to focus on unfinished business. When someone leaves an open loop, we feel an irresistible urge to close it. And that's exactly what this compliment does. It plants a thought in her mind that lingers long after the conversation ends. She won't just remember what you said. She'll be thinking about it, trying to decode what you meant. And that's where the magic happens. But this next compliment takes it even further, because it doesn't just make her think about you. It makes her feel something she can't ignore. The compliment that creates an emotional rush. Women don't fall for logic. They fall for emotion. And if you can make her feel something powerful when she's around you, she won't be able to stop herself from wanting more. So instead of giving her a standard compliment, say this: "You have this energy about you, like you make life feel more exciting just by being in it." Why does this work? Because it's not just about her looks, it's about the way she makes you feel. And that right there is the golden key to attraction. Most compliments focus on who she is, but the most powerful compliments, they focus on how she affects you. They make her feel like she has an impact, like she brings something special to the table that most people don't. And when a woman starts to associate you with that feeling of excitement, of being alive, of being different, she'll want to be around you more. Not because you asked her to, but because being with you makes her feel something she doesn't feel with anyone else. This is the moment where attraction shifts from casual to intense. But the next compliment, it makes her attached to you in a way she won't even realize. The compliment that triggers deep attachment. If you've ever wondered why some women can't get certain men out of their heads, even if they barely know them, it comes down to emotional anchoring. This is the psychological phenomenon where we attach deep emotions to specific people, whether we realize it or not. And if you can anchor positive, powerful emotions to yourself, you become unforgettable. Here's how you do it with a simple compliment. "I don't know why, but talking to you feels familiar, like I've known you longer than I actually have." This one hits deep. Why? Because it taps into the idea of fate. And as much as people love to believe they're logical, we all have a subconscious desire to believe in meaningful connections, in the idea that some people come into our lives for a reason. When you say this to a woman, it makes her stop and feel something. She'll wonder, do I feel that way too? She'll start searching for signs, looking for proof that what you said might be true. And once a woman starts looking for reasons to believe in a connection with you, she's already halfway there. This is how emotional bonds are formed, by making her think about you in a deeper, more personal way. But if you really want to leave a mark on her mind, the next compliment is the one that will seal the deal. The compliment that stays with her forever. There's a moment in every woman's life where she hears something, one sentence, one thought, that she never forgets. Maybe it's from a lover. Maybe it's from a stranger. But those words stay with her, replaying in her mind for years to come. And if you say this to the right woman at the right moment, you become that memory. Here's what you say. You're the kind of person people don't forget. Not because of how you look, but because of how you make them feel. This compliment is pure power, because it doesn't just make her feel special. It makes her realize that she's rare, that she has a presence that lingers, an effect on people that's undeniable. And when she hears this from you, you instantly become the person who sees her in a way no one else does. Women crave depth, they crave connection, and they crave the feeling of being known. When you give her that feeling, she won't just like you. She'll feel drawn to you in a way she can't explain. And that's how you become the man she thinks about nonstop. This is where the game changes. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of 99% of men. You now have the words that make a woman feel something real, words that don't just flatter but pull her in. But here's the real question. Are you ready to take this to the next level? Because these compliments are just the foundation. If you want to learn how to keep her hooked, how to make her chase you instead of the other way around, then what I'm about to share next is going to change everything. If you're ready for that, drop a comment below and let me know. Because the next video, it's going to take attraction to a whole new level. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. The compliments that make her chase you, the ultimate secret. What if I told you that with just a few carefully chosen words, you could make a woman think about you non-stop, even when you're not around? What if you could get inside her mind so deeply that she feels something she can't quite explain? An emotion so intense that she starts chasing you instead of the other way around. Most men get compliments completely wrong. They throw out generic lines like, "You're so beautiful," or "You have a great smile," thinking it'll impress her. But let me tell you something. Every woman has heard these 1,000 times. These words don't make you stand out. In fact, they make you blend into the background noise of every guy trying to win her over. But what if instead, your compliments could make her curious about you? What if they could make her feel like there's something different about you, something she can't quite put her finger on, but desperately wants to figure out? That's what we're about to unlock right now. If you're ready to turn the tables and make her crave your attention, then keep watching, because this is where everything changes. The compliment that triggers intrigue and desire. Women are used to being admired, but what truly captures their attention is when a man sees something in them that others don't. So instead of giving her a standard compliment, say this: "There's something about the way you think. It's different. I don't meet many people like that. Do you see what just happened?" This isn't just a compliment, it's a puzzle. It implies that she's unique, but it doesn't tell her why. It plants a question in her mind. What does he see in me? What makes me different? This is powerful because of a psychological principle called the information gap theory. Our brains are wired to crave missing information. When we don't have all the pieces to a puzzle, we become obsessed with finding the answer. So when you say this to a woman, she doesn't just feel flattered, she feels hooked. She wants to know more. And the only way she can get that answer? By spending more time with you. But this is just the beginning. Because the next compliment, it doesn't just intrigue her, it makes her emotionally attached to you. The compliment that creates emotional bonding. If there's one thing you need to understand about attraction, it's this. People don't remember what you say. They remember how you make them feel. And if you can make a woman feel something powerful when she's around you, she'll start associating that feeling with you. This is how emotional bonding works. It's how someone goes from liking you to needing you. To create this, use this compliment. Talking to you feels like an adventure. I never know where the conversation is going to go, but I always enjoy the ride. Why is this so effective? Because it makes her feel something. It taps into her desire for excitement. Women aren't attracted to guys who make them feel safe. They're attracted to guys who make them feel alive. This is why so many women chase the wrong guys. The bad boys, the unavailable ones, the ones who keep them guessing. It's not because they like being mistreated. It's because those men trigger their emotions in unpredictable ways. But here's the secret. You don't have to be a bad guy to create this effect. You just have to make her feel like being with you is an experience. When you give her this compliment, you're not just making her feel good, you're making her feel exhilarated. And once a woman starts associating that feeling with you, she won't want to let go. But the next compliment, it doesn't just create excitement, it makes her feel like she's meant to be in your life. The compliment that creates a deep psychological connection. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt like you've known them forever? That rare, almost unexplainable connection that just clicks? If you can make a woman feel that way about you, she'll start believing that your connection is special, maybe even fated. And the best part? You can create this feeling with your words alone. Here's how. I don't know what it is, but talking to you feels familiar, like we've met before, even though we haven't. This works because it taps into something called destiny psychology, the belief that some people are just meant to cross paths. And when you frame your connection in this way, it makes her start looking for signs that it's true. Maybe it's the way your energy matches. Maybe it's the way your conversations flow effortlessly. Maybe it's the way she feels when she's around you. Once she starts believing that there's something deeper between you, her mind will work overtime trying to prove it right. And that's how attraction turns into obsession. But if you really want to seal the deal, if you want to make her feel like she's found someone truly unforgettable, the final compliment is the one that will change everything. The compliment that stays with her forever. Every woman has that one memory, a moment, a phrase, something someone said to her that she never forgot. Maybe it was a childhood crush. Maybe it was a stranger who saw something in her that no one else did. But those words, they stay in her mind forever. If you say the right thing, you can become that memory. So, here's what you say. You have this energy about you, like the kind of person people never forget. And I get the feeling you don't even realize it. This isn't just a compliment. It's a truth she's always wanted to believe about herself. Most women don't see themselves the way others do. They have insecurities, doubts, moments where they wonder if they really matter. But when you say this, you're giving her a reality that's bigger than herself. You're telling her that she leaves a mark on people's lives. And that's a feeling she'll never want to lose. The final shift, making her chase you. At this point, you're no longer just giving her compliments. You're shaping the way she sees you. She doesn't just like you anymore. She's thinking about you, wondering why you feel different, trying to figure out what it is about you that makes her heart race a little faster. And that's when she starts chasing. Because the truth is, attraction isn't about convincing someone to like you. It's about making them feel something so powerful that they can't ignore it. And now, you have the words to do exactly that. So, here's the challenge. Try these compliments out. Watch how she reacts. Notice the shift in her body language, the way she leans in, the way she starts looking at you differently. And when it happens, you'll know. Because at that moment, you'll realize the chase has already begun.